hard time with the math. I'm not very bright, that's why. So anyway, I was wanting to do the math for you guys. I know that some of you might be interested. People like numbers. There's just number people. So for you number people out there, I broke down the entire exhaust, what it cost, and how much time it took to do it. I'm not capturing everything, but the majority of the stuff here. So just raw materials. And mind you, we did all this, and I put it down on the ground, and at the right angle, you can barely see the exhaust tips. so a lot of this work was just for nobody but yourself, I guess. Maybe somebody will stick their head underneath your car and be like, "Wow, ooh, wow, what a great exhaust system you built." But most likely, no one will ever see it. So keep that in mind. Headers, 150 bucks from eBay, China. I still have to modify them, so there's probably another 3 hours of work going into those. But we're about to stick spark plugs in all the ports and put the coils and plugs on, and then we'll be 100% sure if there's anything else that needs to be moved. But right now we got one for sure that needs to be moved. 150 bucks. Mufflers. I got 2 MagnaFlows. I like the sound of them. I've come to kind of find that one MagnaFlow is, for my old ass, too loud. So usually I'll usually resonate a MagnaFlow, and that is about the right sound for me. The wagon, I wanted quiet and stealthy, so we did 2 MagnaFlows, and I put them down, I think about 150 bucks each. But they're nice straight through mufflers and usually have pretty good sound. We got a crossover pipe, and I'm sure many of you will be upset about the Summit crossover we bought, but it's nice. It has a big volume inside of it, and it would have taken me quite a few hours to basically cut and weld the crossover pipe, and it wouldn't have the same volume. Generally, when you merge 2 pieces together, you got to cut a section of that out, which means you're actually going less than the volume of that pipe's internal diameter. But this guy was, I think they basically made it for like a 3 and 2.5. So if you look at their 3-inch crossover, it's the same as the 2.5-inch, but with just little bigger pipes on the end. So we got good volume on that, and hopefully it'll make the nice sound. I don't know. We're just throwing it in there. 40 bucks. V-bands. I got 6 V-bands, the copper V-bands we saw on the website, monkeyfabgarage.com. Those guys were 44 bucks each. We used 6 of them for a total of $264. Straight exhaust pipe, the 2.5-inch stainless steel 304. I looked up on Amazon, and it's about 18 bucks. It's actually like 20 bucks, but I just estimated. Normally I usually pay 18 bucks. I think that maybe it's just because I buy a lot. So if you buy a lot, like you need 24 foot, at 18 bucks, so you're looking at 430 bucks of just straight tubing. You need the 90s. That's what we use. Just like you can buy like little 90s on Amazon. I found where you can get 4 of them for 20 bucks, which is an incredible deal. Anyway, we used 14 of those for 70 bucks for a grand total of $1,256 dollars. So we'll just say $1,200 on that. Then we went into the labor and, what you would consider shop prices. I used 2 bottles of argon, like 2 300-pound or 300 cubic feet bottles, which basically cost me like 80 bucks each. That's how much welding went into it, back purging, all of that stuff. So I just added it up. how many welds did we do? We did 64 welds, 64 complete all the way around. Each one of those was 7.85 inches. So we have a ground total of 502 inches of welding that we did on this exhaust. Generally, I guesstimate it takes me about a minute an inch. I just find that to be pretty fair because, again, I have to pay for the back purging. I tend to move it around a lot. It just takes a long time. I post flow, make everything look nice and get good quality full penetration welds. It takes time, and to do it properly and not burn your stainless, it just takes a little bit of time and effort. So we'll say 8.5 hours of welding. I figured that the time it took to fit this up, because you got to figure you got to cut each little tubey. You usually cut it too big because it's always easier to take away. You can't put back as easily. So you cut, fit, it's too long usually. Go back, cut a little bit more, fit. Maybe it's still too long. Go back, grind a little bit. yeah, okay, it's good. Deburr, deburr, go ahead, clean the inside of the tube so it doesn't weld like poop, polish it. All that stuff takes time. So I think that just doubling the weld time makes sense. So we'll say 17 hours. If you do it at like $100 an hour, the shop rate, which is I think cheap these days, you're looking at, you know, $1,700. So you got a grand total of about just $2,900, just under $3,000 just to buy Chinese headers and build a full stainless exhaust. You know, doing it how I would consider properly. I was lucky; all the stock mounts and stuff from the Volvo just fit perfectly, and I was able to reuse all that stuff, so I didn't have like little hangers and bits. But yeah, I still have to go back and put the O2 sensor in, so there's like another hour of work, and same with modifying the runners, another hour or two of work to do on the exhaust system that probably nobody will ever see, or if they do see it, all they'll see is just the very back of the tips or the Chinese headers underneath the hood, and all for naught. But hopefully it sounds good and lasts a long time. So that's a breakdown with the price. Hope that helps you guys out, and they'll hopefully help wrap your head around, I think, a couple things. One is like how much time and effort it takes to do something like this, which is, if that's what you, I mean, if this is your hobby, you enjoy doing that. So you're out in the garage, and great. The more time you can do doing what you enjoy, the better. However, if it's a shop and they're, you know, doing this to make money, then you can kind of see, like, you know, does this make sense? You know, can I, A, how they come up with the numbers, and B, you know, what that value is to you. You know, value is subjective to you. $3,000 to have somebody do this, you know, might be a bargain. It might also just be completely out of your realm, which is cool and everybody understands, but you also have to, you know, everybody's got to put their mind around it. Value is subjective.